Hello there, and welcome back to Aquaplay's Darkest Dungeon 2. We're on day 23 here now, just a couple days away from Escalation 3. And we finally managed to get all of our heroes met up here at the 4 points, so we can actually get upgrades on everybody and trinkets and get everyone set up going into the last stages of this run, which, you know, may or may not result in victory or not. We'll have to see, because things are still pretty tenuous right now. Especially since we already have like a few sieges here, we're gonna have to try and figure our way out too. This one, I think, yeah, this one we were leaving to the veterans and hoping they could take care of it here. But we do have this one, which only has partisans. And then this siege, which once again only has partisans, so we're gonna have to figure those out. And with just a couple days to Escalation 3, we know like once it goes to Escalation 3, we're gonna have tons of sieges just popping up like immediately, and then just like day to day. And of course we're down like 4 heroes here because I fucked up with that general fight, so we gotta see if we can make it through. But at the very least, with getting everyone like upgraded and set up and being able to swap my main party around here and actually have like decent stress healing stuff, I'm hoping we can like make a better way forward here and maybe salvage the rest of this run here and actually be able to finish off the main quest here once we hit the next escalation here, but we will have to see. But anyways, for now, I guess first of all, let's look at our inn upgrades, I suppose. And I'll have to figure out what we want to do here. So,
The kingdom clings tenuously to order.
So I'm trying to think in terms of as we go into the Escalation 3 here, like, because we have a lot of inns that have some defenses, but they're not going to be quite enough for Escalation 3 stuff especially. But at the very least, the ones that have veteran stuff, like, could maybe be kind of okay. Yeah, we have a lot of them that have, like, veteran stuff at this point, too, over in this area. Except for this one, of course. Yeah, so I'm just trying to think in terms of, like, how much do I want to build up the defenses of this inn here, because obviously this inn is pretty important, given what we've invested in it. And so we do want to probably keep it around, but it also raises the question of, am I gonna just potentially be sticking near this inn and able to defend against any sieges, or am I gonna want to try and actually build up to the defenses here just in case? I mean, I still literally have like defenseless inns in a couple places down here too, so I don't know. I have been thinking in between playing, I was thinking like, I feel like the way I went about things this time is doesn't seem like the optimal strategy, especially like for the higher difficulty here. I kind of feel like I don't even know if it's even really worth building up a lot of the inn defenses, because I mean we did get a lot out of the defenses up here with like beating back some sieges. Obviously we lost one of them partly because of just bad RNG, but the problem is like once you get to the later game here, those defenses you build up are no longer good, and it's like it's really hard to get back to every inn and build them all up again. And obviously, like, trying to get everyone up to veteran from the start is just kind of a lot of resources, too. So I almost feel like you're better off, like, just leaving most inns defenseless and planning to, like, take on the sieges with your heroes and maybe, like, making use of some of the flares that can, like, call the militia members in order to, actually... hold on just a second. Sorry, my allergies striking again. Hopefully a little less nasally now. But anyways, yes, so pretty much what I'm thinking, like, the best thing to do might be, you know, like, basically, you know, as I went through this playthrough, I was building up, like, the defenses of every inn I got to. I almost feel like it would have been better just to, like, have focused myself on, like, the central like set of inns here, basically, and just have built those up like significantly, and then be kind of bouncing around between them with the stagecoach party, and then sending out the rest of the heroes, possibly not in like full groups of 4, maybe even just like in pairs, to take on sieges, and using like the flares to kind of build up the rest of the party whenever you take on a siege. Once you get to the point where you have so many sieges you can't send like full group of 4 to everyone. I don't know, something like that I'm thinking might work better versus like trying to, you know, set up defenses for every single inn, because it's just a lot of resources. And like I said, it's like, you know, I initially set up some defenses and that worked well earlier on, but now I'm later in the game and I still need more defenses, and it's just like getting everywhere. You know, it's just like the way things ramp up, it ramps up too quickly for that to really work as a strategy. So basically I have a new idea for what I think might be like a more optimal strategy. So that's kind of the bright side if we do lose this run here, is at least I kind of am interested in jumping into a new run and seeing how that works out. But I'm hoping maybe we can pull this through, and then I can maybe try out that strategy in the Crimson Court module instead. But anyways, for now, yeah, I'm trying to think. I guess for now, since we have kind of committed to the whole like building up the inn defenses, I kind of feel like we probably should, at the very least, maybe build up the defenses of this inn all the way to better. Maybe not necessarily bother with all the trinkets and everything, but yeah, we'll have to see. But I also need to get some other stuff up here, namely the mastery side of things, because that's the whole point of this inn. I don't know if I really care about the hero path stuff, though, to be fair. I don't know, what is the capstone for this one again? And that's the thing, too, is like, I feel like that's the problem, is I've spent so many resources building up the defenses of so many different inns that I haven't had enough to, like, really get some of my main inns set up super well here. And so I haven't even gotten a single capstone this time, like, thus far, which seems like pretty bad. Because we could be getting more mastery arriving at this inn. Yeah, especially because like a lot of the capstone stuff seems like it'd be really useful more early game. So it kind of feels like you should focus that more early game and not focus as much on the defenses. So yeah, I definitely think I want to approach everything very differently next time. Just like I approached it very differently this time from the way I did last time. Partly because of the increase in difficulty, but anyways, can't go back now. So yeah, 100% resistance counter, heroes gain. Yeah, see, a lot of these, like, would be really nice to have, but, like, at this point, it just feels so late, it doesn't even, like, feel like it's gonna be impactful to put my, like, resources, especially, like, 40 into that. I also don't know if I really want to spend... Because right now, we're not really gonna be stationed here, so the crit doesn't really make a difference. Additional fence, okay. I mean, I guess technically if we go from here, that might count for a region, but that just doesn't seem... greatest necessarily, I don't know. I don't know if the offense focus items would be anything I really care about either. But yeah, main thing is I guess I gotta figure out if I want to do any hero path swaps, because if so, I would like to reduce the cost, but I don't know that I really care about any of the paths, because they're so niche in nature, and like especially if I'm going to be splitting off my... Because I think in order to get... Actually, that's what I need to figure out, like... too, is how we're going to be taking on all these sieges, because right now, obviously this one is just going to have to defend itself, hopefully, but then we do want to try and tackle this one, like at least send some help to this one, and then we also have, of course, this one up here. We do have underground access to that one, so that we might have to mess with the underground, even though that's kind of risky, but... Where even has underground access near to me? Oh, I guess the Fortune's Call, if I went down there, I could. Interesting. Yeah, because right now, because actually, I think that's what we're going to have to do to get there in time. Because I definitely don't want to rely on the Artisan Fighters for... Well, I guess that one is still... Okay. Oh yeah, that's one thing I kind of came to realize, I don't think I've noticed that before, is it actually tells you, like, what level it is. So that's, like, a level 2. And this one is, I guess, like, more of a level 3? I guess that's... I'm assuming that's what that means, though. The fact that we're not at Escalation 3 yet means, like, it's kind of weird that that's... like that, maybe? Also, if that's... Is that... I wonder, is that what that means? That it's, like, a certain tier? I would assume so. In which case, I don't even know if the veterans will be enough for that. Actually, that might be kind of bad. But anyways, yeah, I don't think there's any way for our main party to get to either of these to, like, tackle them, though. Because it's just so many days. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like, we don't have enough days to get over there. And 1, 2, 4. Yeah, it's just... So we can get to one of them using the underground, I think. If we go down here, which these are defenseless anyway, so building up the defenses in these ends might be a good idea. Because, like I said, we don't have many heroes, so we do kind of need to rely a little more on those defenses right now. So if we go here, we can unlock the underground and go there. So that would be 1, 2, and then the third day to get over to the low point. So I think that's what we're going to have to do probably to try and figure that one out. And then the Nightingale, I feel like I need my other people to go probably tackle that one. Though we only have 4 days to get there, so they can cover 2 regions if we just allow for some fatigue. So they could go like 1, 2, 3, 4, so they could get there in time, I guess. I just have to have them cover 2 ground with 1 region to get there. But I also don't know what's going to pop up in the meantime, of course. And then, like I said, with the escalation surge, that's when, like, a whole bunch usually pop up at once. But yeah, I guess that's why we need to focus on wherever there are inns that are defenses. That's why I'm thinking going this way with the main party would be good, because that way we can get the these inns some defenses if I save enough materials. And then I can pop over to the low point up here and defend that. And then, obviously the ones up here we haven't been to in forever, so they have, like, some defense, but not enough right now, so we can work on building that up, maybe. Since we're kind of committed to that way of doing things right now, so yeah, I guess for now, that's gonna be kind of our plan. And I'm going to be going into it, though, with the thought in mind. I think I'm going to send the 4 that aren't going to be part of my main party together off to face that one in, but then with the thought in mind that if I need to, I might have to break them off into, like, pairs and have one pair tackle that and another pair go toward another siege once it pops up. So, depending on, like, how all that plays out, I'm thinking. So, basically, what I need to do... with that in mind, I do need to try and probably save some inn materials because I have a couple inns coming up that are going to need, like, a lot of investment to get the defenses up. But I also do want to get this one up to where I can get the veteran flares, probably. And I don't know if there's anything else I want to be able to do. But yeah, let me just go ahead and do that real quick.
Without tail, there can be no tooth.
That way I can get veteran. And then that's probably all that I'm really going to be able to do with that, though. Like I said, I think we're just not going to deal with the paths, really. And I think we'll be okay, hopefully, on everything else. Just won't be able to get the additional food and whiskey and whatnot, and the additional trinkets and stuff, but that hopefully will be okay.
Spend what you can, or wealth no longer has meaning.
And how fatigued are we anyway? Like, I know we have a lot of fatigue going on. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do about all that. Unless there's some stuff in here that might help. We're just gonna have to roll with a lot of fatigue. I think Though I guess since we can do the stat upgrades, doesn't that, like, also affect fatigue?
Mastery.
Yeah, it takes the fatigue limit, so that's one thing we can do, and we have plenty of mastery points, so it's definitely something we'll need to go for. Anyways, let's see. Oh, this is fatigue heal, so that's definitely desirable. I don't think any of this is really all that interesting, though. How is our current group doing relationship-wise? What is that? Oh, days until relationship reset, okay. Relationships did suffer somewhat, but we're not too awful, I don't think. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Alhazard and Boudica are very, very bad. We do need to fix that, then. Okay. For sure. Okay. And then those guys, I don't think it's really much going on with them. Yeah, or alternatively, we could swap out and not have those two in the same party, which might honestly be a better idea at this point, because I don't think we have a lot, yeah, to really do much relationship-wise. Unless I could do... Yeah, and it takes too much to get to the additional whiskey, so I don't know if I can really salvage that relationship. Especially because the veteran flares do cost quite a bit. Oh, signal flare. Oh, so do you... In the tournament, you summon a veteran fighter or a veteran obelisk at the back per missing hero. So does you only have to use one to get whatever remaining ones you need? That's interesting. I thought you had to use like one for each when you want to call, so that might actually not be that bad if you just have to use one and you get people to fill whoever's left. That's actually not the worst, maybe. Especially because, like, my thought process with that, too, is that the Arbalisters are actually pretty good at healing. Like, they're pretty effective healers, and they deal a decent bit of damage, so... I almost feel like I feel like as far as what the Peasant Militia, like, lacks, mainly it's lacking in utility and damage. Because they've got, like, you know, reasonable tanking with the frontliners, and they've got the good healing and some decent damage with the backliners, but they're missing, like, kind of, you know... even higher amounts of damage in this utility, like being able to deal with tokens and stealth and things like that. So I feel like even like with regard to my Vestal, like I probably wouldn't focus her as a healer going into, which kind of works anyway because she's already more melee focused with how, you know, she kind of came. But yeah, basically I don't think I'd focus on like having any of them really be more healing focused. Like I would go more for having them be... And since it does call to the back, like, I guess you would probably generally get Arbalisters? I assume is what you'd probably bring in. I'm not entirely sure how that works, since I haven't messed with it yet, but we'll have to see. But yeah, okay. But now I'm wondering if we should maybe swap out, yeah, so we don't have to deal with the relationship problems between Alhazard and Boudica. That might honestly just be better the way, because it's just so low that it's kind of a problem. Does anyone have... Did either of them have a positive going on, too? He has, like, super positive with Gordon, so... I feel like maybe we swap out Boudica here. Because I'm already... Well, oh, that reminds me, I already did want to swap out Gordon. That's right, I forgot. That's right, I forgot. Yeah, I did want to swap out Gordon because I wanted to bring in the Man-at-Arms as a tank, but I guess theoretically we could keep Gordon and replace Boudica with the Man-at-Arms, maybe. Actually, I guess technically I could... Oh, no, that's right. We wanted the Man-at-Arms for stress healing. I was like, oh, technically we could use the Flagella as a tank, but no, we do need the Man-at-Arms for the stress healing. So... Okay, let me... Which could be kind of okay, because then Boudica could kind of, like, be available as something of a stress healer, maybe, for the rest of the group. You know, in a pinch, like we've been doing with the main party for now, so... Yeah, let me see about replacing you with the Man-at-Arms, I think.
Rested, energized. A new ally for the Outriders.
I was planning, though, on replacing Gordon instead, because he's kind of generally been more of taking the tanky role. More or less, but... You know, honestly, it might be good to replace a lot of these guys in general, just because they have such high fatigue, and my other people don't really, because they haven't really been, you know... And obviously they're still gonna have to tackle the sieges, but they're gonna get more of a chance to, I mean, they're still gonna have to tackle the sieges, but they aren't gonna have to go through all the rest of this stuff. So they're not gonna get as fatigued, maybe, from going through, like, all the rest of the regions and everything. And they're not gonna have to tackle as many fights and deal with as much going on. So, might be a good idea to actually just, like, swap out a lot of my party here, maybe. Theoretically, maybe. Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. Okay, so Barristan I need for the stress healing, which I really need for the main party. And then, how else would I play it? Realistically, I do like... I think Alhazard's the one I wouldn't swap out, because I really do like... and prefer him for healing versus an alternative, I think. Especially with his, trinkets and stuff, he's been doing pretty well as our overall healer here. I also really do like the Grave Robber because of her ability to, like, go for the stealth was one of the big reasons I wanted her, but theoretically the Vestal might be able to kind of take that on, that role. The only thing, like, for me is, like, the Gordon and Alhazard do have such a high relationship, I kind of want to keep those two together, in theory, so it does kind of make things a little easier. Let me see, though, if I swap in the Vestal. I just want to see what skills she has, because I'm trying to remember what skill it is that lets her do the de-stealth thing. Illumination, right? Ignores dodge, stealth, and removes the dodge and stealth, which is pretty nice. So she can use it from any position, at least in her Wanderer path here. Cannot gain dodge, and dazes. That's pretty nice, actually. Going up against the Dedicants, that'd be pretty nice to have. But yeah, she can use it from any position against any position, so that seems pretty nice, honestly. Just trying to think of, like, the best way to reconfigure everybody here, because like I mentioned, I do want to keep, like, the high relationship people together. But I also kind of want to deal with the fatigue as best I can. Thing is, this party, the other people are going to get heavily fatigued, like, since we're going to have to travel 2 regions at once with them, they are going to gain some fatigue from that. But beyond that, they are going to just mostly be taking sieges on, so they're not going to have to do quite as much and not get quite as fatigued, but... So it might be kind of nice to have more of a fresh set of people, but... I don't know, I'm a little nervous about relying on Junia for healing. Though if I changed her path, it might be... Okay, let me see, how does Illumination change with the paths as well? Let me just take a look, because I'm curious. Never really paid much attention to Illumination before. Where is Illumination? There it is. So when you go into Confessor, it becomes back 3 instead of any position. Instead of removing dodge, you remove just any 2 positive tokens. So it kind of becomes just overall better. Well, and it does have a cooldown then as well, but... Yeah, so it does have a cooldown, but otherwise kind of becomes a better thing on Confessor, which is interesting. And then Chaplain, it doesn't change, right? And then Seraph, it doesn't change. Okay, so we could probably mess around with her paths if we wanted to and not have a whole lot going on, so that's something to think about. So we definitely need Barristan for his stress healing, which, speaking of which, we might as well just go ahead and unlock his stress heal here and upgrade it. And we know that we're going to want to put that on. Probably in place of one of these two. Which means he can serve as our tank of the group. So I don't feel like the flagellant's really necessary. So flagellant I think stays out. I mean Gordon could stay as just like a damage dealer, but I almost feel like I feel like I would prefer him maybe off like to help the peasant militia. I think he would work well because he's a very more of a general like damage dealer that can work pretty well in situations. So I almost feel like I want him and Alhazred to go off together. Maybe bring in Junia as our healer. I mean, maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing. Because what all does she... I mean, I could maybe bring Junie on as my healer. I mean, my one party's been working reasonably well, but like I said, just to like kind of deal with some of the fatigue right now, kind of reset my group a little bit, it might not be the worst thing in the world. Because what all does Confessor do again? I kind of feel like Confessor might be the one that we want for her then, to kind of replace Alhazred here, since we've been running him as more of like a healer and like debuffer kind of. We just have to unlock a lot of stuff with her, but we could do, I mean, because usually when I do like my Vestal as more of my healer, I usually go more for Seraph, but Confessor seems like it might be interesting if we're going to make a lot of more use of Illumination here. For removing positive tokens, preventing them and everything. And then we can do some additional stuff. In which case, if we are going to go for path upgrades, then we do kind of want to reduce the prices, I think.
Shored up against incursion. For tonight, at least.
Okay, so basically what I'm thinking is that we replace... Okay, so actually let me swap that back. I think the Vestal is probably going to be in the back. Depending on what else she needs. I guess the question is, do we keep anybody from... Right, because we could keep maybe like one person and just like try and get their fatigue heal, because we do have this to help a little bit. And inevitably maybe we can get to the place where we can... Our one in where we can heal their fatigue and stuff too, and we can use food to help offset. Plus we do have the hero upgrades, which do have the fatigue limit changes, which would help as well. And we have plenty of points to pump into those right now, so we probably should. I'm thinking maybe we keep Audrey. Oh, hold on just a second. Alright, sorry, I'm back. Just had to answer a phone call real quick. Let's see. Yeah, thinking... Debating, do I keep Audrey? Because it is kind of nice, obviously, even if we have the Vestal, it might be kind of nice to have Glint in the Dark. But then again, having someone who can do that outside of the party might be kind of nice. You know what, yeah, let's... I guess the only question is, so do we just completely... Well, no, because we want... Oh, that's right, we don't want the Hellion and... That was the problem, I forgot. Yeah, that was a problem we had, right? We didn't want the Hellion and the Occultist together because of their bad relationships. So... You know, I think what we do then... We keep the Hellion.
Expertise and experience. This one will serve.
and then man-at-arms, and then we'll have Vestal, and then we'll have a duelist in place of the grave robber. That way we kind of get rid of a lot of fatigue from our main party, which will be very helpful, I think. Our off party will have like a bit more fatigue going on, but like I said, since they just have to handle the sieges and they're not having to handle like lots and lots of fights and everything like the main party does, it hopefully won't be quite as big of an issue. And eventually, like, hopefully we can get a chance to maybe have them like rest a bit more and whatnot. Whereas our main party pretty much just has to go all the time. So yeah, I think just changing out the party, I'm a little hesitant about doing that because I do think the party we've been rolling with has been doing, you know, reasonably well, and like changing things up could possibly go over in the end, we'll have to see, but yeah, I do think, like, you know, I don't want to have to spend the resources getting Boudica and Alhazard back in a good relationship, and when I could just swap things out, and that, like I said, helps with our fatigue situation a little bit now too, I think. And that way, we can kind of have, I'm thinking like the Occultist and the Bounty Hunter can go off. You know, if we end up needing to split the other group of 4 into like 2 pairs to take on the enemy. Any sieges, like, you know, if there's too many, we can't keep them all together. I can have the Occultist and Bounty Hunter go off together, and the Flagellant and Grave Robber together, and that might work out pretty alright. Thinking, in theory, we'll see. But for now, let's see. So relationship-wise, it's like gonna be pretty much even across the board, which is fine for right now. Not you guys, but everyone else, it's gonna be like even across the board, which works out. Because we did have some pretty high relationships before, but then it all just kind of, aside from Gordon and Alhazard, who are still at max, like everything else is pretty low now anyway, because we had a lot of resets and whatnot, so I think that'll work out. With that said, I gotta figure out what I want to do skill-wise and whatnot with these guys. So obviously, Boudica, we already have a lot of good stuff going on with her. I am wondering, do we want something else now, maybe? I mean, now that we don't need Raucous Revelry necessarily so much, because we're going to have more of a dedicated stress healer, I could maybe swap that off as well. So we might want to go for something else. We could go for Barbaric Yacht, because that gives us stealth removal on her as well. That might be interesting to play around with. Namely, though, I'm thinking maybe we make use of Howling End. Could be interesting. I guess one thing with this group is, I just realized, yeah, will we be able to have the combo application we need? Because that was kind of one of the things that the Hazard in particular really helped with, was that combo application. Especially for our Grave Robber, that might be a problem in that other, well, if she sticks with the, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, namely because Boudica kind of likes combo application, but I guess, to be fair, if we do make use of Howling End on her, we might be able to kind of get by a bit better. Let me see. Because I'm thinking before, obviously the Bounty Hunter didn't have any way to move forward, but Man-at-Arms, we can put Rampart on him and have him kind of move forward and shuffle around with her in the front a little bit better. So, plus the Duelist will kind of want to be shuffling around a little more, so it might not be a terrible idea to get that for her. I don't think we want Breakthrough, though. Yeah, I don't think Breakthrough's really desirable. We'll probably keep with Toe-to-Toe. Especially because it has the Winded removal, which is kind of nice. But I think maybe Howling End might be worth making use of in this new group. And then, yeah, I feel like we get rid of Raucous Revelry since we don't really need it so much anymore, because we don't need, well, we're gonna have more of a dedicated stress healer, so hopefully it won't be as necessary. And then we can go for keeping Adrenaline Rush, I think, just as like a emergency heal if needed, especially because with the Vestal for healing, it's a little dicier than with the Occultists. So probably keep that. I don't know if I want to upgrade it, though. And then I'll probably be good. So I'll probably take off Ruckus Revelry and throw on Howling End. I'm also going to switch up our trinkets here, I think, but we're going to do a massive trinket swap across everyone here, probably. And then Barristan. I need... Oops, I keep going the wrong way. I need to figure you out. Definitely we want Defender for tankiness. We obviously already have Bolster. I just mentioned we wanted Rampart. Upgrading that could be nice if we could have a bit more combo going on, but I don't know. Plus we need to get the stats up, so we'll have to see. And then really, I guess with you in part, it depends on if we want to go for a path. Now that I think about it, because... And I feel like probably just going Wander on him might be best, just to save the resources and everything, and especially because his paths are like a little more wonky to use now, to be honest. Yeah, they require a little bit more dedicated setup, I feel like, to use. What does this do to Rampart? Yes, it becomes like the block thing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like his paths are just like so specific now. I think honestly, just for right now, since we kind of want to keep him more flexible, probably just going for Wander, and that saves me resources anyway. So I'm kind of okay with that. How do I say no? I don't want to do that anymore. Okay. But yeah, so let me see. You don't have any way of applying combo, right? Do you think he does? Honestly, Standfast might be worth it, especially because it has the taunt on it, on Wander here, which is always the way I liked it generally. When his paths were different before, I think Bulwark had that or something, and that was the main reason I always took that path with him. So yeah, honestly, that might be a good idea just for the tankiness of that. And just get rid of command. That's what I'm thinking on him. I might upgrade some more of his skills depending on whether we get to have the points available. And depending on whether we have the combo potential to make like the crush upgrade worth it if we could get the heals more regularly. But yeah, because I know we can get Hiron Swan put out there with Boudica. And if we're using N more, we may not need to use up combo on her quite as much. Junia, you don't have any way of creating combo, right? I don't think she does, even with the paths necessarily, but let me double check. I don't think she has like any interaction with the combos that I can recall. Unless maybe one of her paths. I'm thinking we make her Confessor, like I mentioned, because Illumination then becomes even better, basically, because it's not as dependent on just being dodge. It can actually remove other tokens too. So it becomes much more useful. And it just can't crit anymore and it has a cooldown, but that's kind of fine. Yeah, she also just doesn't get the cannot gain dodge debuff in either, but that's kind of fine. Just being able to remove the other tokens makes it like more worthwhile to have on the bar. So even when we're in fights where the enemies don't stealth, like against the like cultists, for example, this would be pretty useful. So I think we're gonna go for that. But I don't think anything gives her ability to like combo. She just doesn't really play with the combo system at all, I don't think. Unless one of her other paths does something that I'm misremembering. Yeah, I don't think she... Yeah, she's literally just like one of the only like heroes I think that doesn't have any interaction with the combo system at all. Which is interesting, but yeah, I'm thinking let's make you Confessor. And one of the nice things about that is she'll get their consecrations over turns, which might be kind of nice, because I do like using her with Seraph as a healer, but it is kind of a little wonky having to set up the consecrations and get it. I mean, not... She won't get the consecrations, she'll get the convictions, I mean to say, but yeah. It's a little wonky setting up the consecrations for the Seraph path to get her everything she needs at that. Anyways, we need to get you Illumination. Don't know for sure if I want to upgrade it. I'll have to see. What else do I want her to utilize then? Obviously we want Divine Grace. Question is, do we want Mantra? Oh, and that's right, Mantra changes to requiring negative tokens as opposed to the consecrations, which is kind of nice because I actually give this a way to like remove negative tokens and stuff too, so that could be kind of nice to have. Basically we need her to be our healer. Pretty much, just like... Yeah, so I think between the Duelist and Boudica, hopefully we'll have enough damage here, and then the Man-at-Arms can be like our tank hardcore, so we just really need Junia here to be able to give us the healing we need, so... Thinking... I mean, of course we want to have ways to use our convictions as well, so that's something we also want to consider. So we're gonna have Illumination, we're gonna have Divine Grace. We don't need Sanctuary, Mace, Bash, or Consecration of Fortitude. Or Hand of Light. So that basically gives us 4 more slots to fill. Judgment would be nice for the debuffs, and like another way to use convictions if we don't need to heal. Ministrations could be nice, especially because the witches do apply a lot of dot. No, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm just not going to bother with the consecrations either. I mean, this party wouldn't be terrible with the consecrations though, because it is going to dance a bit with the duel. Yeah, especially like with the duelist around and with the shuffling that I want to go on the front with using Howling End and stuff. Consecrations could get some decent value, so that is something to consider. Just trying to think what the best setup for is. I definitely think, yes, some other way of using convictions would be nice, maybe. I guess technically Mantra also uses convictions with this. I do think we'll want that for another way to heal, maybe. So then... that means we're gonna want Illumination, Judgment, Mantra, and then we have 1 more slot to fill. Which, like I said, we could fill with a Consecration, or we could go for something else. Divine Comfort would maybe be kind of nice, but don't know for sure if I want to go for that. Administrations, like I said, would be kind of nice. But once again, kind of thinking I want to go for Consecration of Light, maybe. Because like I said, we can get a lot of value out of it with the party dancing around and whatnot, so that can help give us some additional firepower. The Administrations does seem nice, but... I think I'm gonna go Consecration of Light here. And we'll see how that plays out, so... Actually, that is a lot of points we had to invest in her here, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. And then... so you're kind of set up. Well, we'll have to see what we want to master, because I still need to get the stats up on some people as well. And then Sahar, let's see, what do we want for you then in this group? Do we want to go for a path as well is a quick question. Let me see, what were the trinkets I had? I have a trinket for her for riposte skills. Give her crit. Extra crit on riposte and extra move resistance piercing. Which it is true, we're not gonna have our cultist anymore to be able to pull things forward, so having her have a pull could be nice. Possibly. Really, we need her to put out lots of damage, so really I think going for like a fleece build is kind of what I'm looking for here. Somewhat with her. Question is, do I want to go for a path with that? I'm thinking not Instructease, almost certainly. Probably going to possibly Antagonist with her. It's usually one of my preferred paths for her more offensively. What all does it change again? Touche. Yeah, Touche is nice with this path because you can reach third with it, which gives us a little bit more flexibility targeting wise. And the debuffs are also kind of nice, though. We do lose damage, though. I guess technically since we have a Confessor Vestal, maybe we don't want to go Antagonist. Because we don't really need the debuffs so much, because we have her to be more of our debuff plier here. Yeah, kind of, I'm actually kind of thinking maybe we just keep her Wanderer, I think. And then her stance passives enhance survival via riposte, which is fine because we have that trinket, so we kind of do want to focus riposte on her a little more, I'm thinking. So what always does she get riposte again? It's faint, and then meditation, right? Yeah, so I think we want meditation probably for her. That probably is the only unlock we really want to do for her. And then what do we give up for meditation? Being able to knock back the boot could be kind of nice, so I do like that. Instead of a pull, yeah, maybe we just kind of use that more so. Well, and Disengage does have the potential to pull or knock back in Wanderer. I guess the question is how much dance we want her to do, because we're going to have her probably mostly using Fleece to move forward, and then maybe the others kind of are the ones who will move forward then to push her back, rather than her necessarily having to move back. Maybe, honestly, maybe we get rid of Touche. I don't know, do I get rid of Touche or do I get rid of, like, Disengage here? I don't know, I think I'll get rid of Touche for now. We'll see if I change my mind on that, maybe. Because I kind of feel like we just want her to generally... Because then that gives her a backward movement, like a consistent backward movement with Disengage. That also has some movement utility, so that might be kind of nice. So I think, yeah, I think that'll be the setup for her, probably. Probably here. Okay. So then, with that in mind, we need to use some more mastery. What all do we need mastered? Oh, she doesn't have any ways. That's right, we were looking. We didn't have any ways to do combo, right? Oh, the boot does. Okay, the boot once upgraded does combo. So that might be worth upgrading then. I think Antagonist does allow her to do a little bit more combo stuff, possibly. I know in Disengage, I think, yeah, has some combo. And the boot... I think the boot just uses combo though, doesn't it? I guess it has either or kind of built in, but... yeah, it's not a whole lot of combo. Never mind, I think I'd rather just... yeah, like, we'll just upgrade the boot to get her the combo with that. Combo creation will be worthwhile. Fleece would be worth going for, I think, 2. Meditation, definitely. Disengage, I'm thinking less so, maybe. Though, getting the additional pulls would be nice. Yeah, honestly, I think we're just gonna have to go all the way on her. And then for the Vestal, man, I thought I had a lot of mastery points, and now it's like, let's do that. Well, okay, let me hold off then for a second, because this group, hopefully we might still get another chance to upgrade them more, because I can maybe bring them back here, since we're going to be part of the stagecoach, but the other group, we're kind of, you know, it's going to be harder to organize that, so probably need to do more with them first instead. So do I need to make any changes to these guys? Like, what does the Flagellant currently have available? I think he's got a reasonable kit. I kind of just want more on him, possibly, to allow him to be more of a tanky type role. I think I might just go for that. And then we can replace something on him with that. Probably Suffer. And then hopefully he'll be okay. Very least getting the fatigue limit would be... 1-1 would be nice. Okay, and then we're gonna swap you out with Rubber. She's obviously should be generally pretty good set up right now. Yeah, hopefully should be okay. But yeah, just once again, the fatigue limit maybe would be a good idea. Gosh, I'm burning through these mastery points faster than I would like, to be honest, but oh well. Yeah, and he should be good as well, because we have him pretty well upgraded. We just need to get, once again, this. And the Occultist, same thing. Pretty much. Oh, he's already a little upgraded, okay, so maybe we'll save that on him. In which case, what do I want to use on you? I don't think an Illumination needs it that badly. Getting the stun on that would be nice, but that is a little difficult to do. Yeah, maybe the stun on that. Maybe, yeah, we probably should get Divine Grace up too. Okay. And then hero upgrades. We're gonna try to at least get some of the fatigue off of these people. Who do we want to go for? Because we only have 1 point left. Probably our man-at-arms, to be honest, because we're going to need him to be tanky. And I wish I could get him the +4 max health, but it's not possible right now.
Each improvement, a new variable in the equation of your fate.
And repair that. Okay. And then... what else? What else? I guess now we gotta figure out our trinket situation. So I think for her, we're almost certainly gonna go on this. Did I have any other class-specific ones I wanted to do? I don't think so. Okay. And then what what did these guys have again? Might not want them all to keep what they have. Grave Rubber... don't know if I want to let her keep that crit. Gordon can probably keep his conversion one, maybe. Because did I get you upgraded on Stand Fast? Yeah. And Defender, so that's probably fine. And Cultist, I might prefer to take the healing stuff for my Vestal, because she's gonna need a bit more help in that department, maybe. Probably. So yeah, let me... oops, I didn't mean to actually put that there, but that's fine for now. Yeah, I guess the question is, what does my Vestal want to wear? Definitely the 20% healing given, probably. Do I want to put the appalling apron on her or not, though? Because we don't have anything for, like, debuff. It's piercing, right? Now, we could give her some move resist, which might be kind of nice, because we generally don't want her getting pulled up. Though we do have the rest of the group can generally, like, move forward around her, so it's not that big a deal. So yeah, honestly, maybe we do go for the appalling apron. In which case, we will want to give her some of this. And that can be a decent setup for her. And then for the occultist, maybe he can kind of keep Protectorate. And then in his case, maybe he keeps the thing, because we don't have a group that can really move around him as well, so maybe the move resist might be more desirable for him. So maybe I'll give him move resist. Side. Bounty Hunter can keep that. I don't know if I want him to keep that, though. Probably gonna give these to someone else, maybe. And Flagellant doesn't have anything. Okay, Boudica, we do not want you to keep this setup, I don't think. I don't know if I want to... do I want to use this on anyone? Honestly, maybe that might be a good item for the Flagellant, actually, because he can't do any guarding of his own, so I kind of like that idea for him. I'm on. Let me select it. There we go. Thank you. But yeah, so we got that. And then honestly, pairing that with this could be kind of nice, unless I want to use this as a weapon for the damage for someone else. Actually, this could be... What was our man-at-arm speed? Too high to get the thing, which we actually don't really want anyway, right? Possibly that for you, we'll see. I just generally want the better trinkets with my main party because they gotta fight more battles. And, you know, inevitably boss battles, so... This could be considered, I kind of want to give the crit. Do I give the crit to Duelist or do I give it to Boudica? That's a good question. We already have extra crit on riposte skills. Actually, I don't think that when it says riposte skills, I guess that means on riposte itself, right? I would assume, not on skills that give riposte specifically. Imagine it's on the riposte itself. I mean, honestly, getting her even more crit would probably be kind of nice. And then you've got that. What for the man-at-arms? Honestly, debuff resist could be kind of decent. Extra health would be kind of nice too. Now, what did I get the flagellant again? Yeah, oh, that's right, the guard one and that. It's probably fine for him. Oh, that's right. Do I want to use this for armor or do I want to use it for... I mean, we already have the 15% extra max HP here, so that's probably pretty decent. Well, we are going to be moving a lot with this group, so Seaman's boots could be pretty useful. Only problem is getting the speed to go with it. What is Zahar's speed? 6 base. So she could kind of make use of these. My problem is I can't use that and her ring here, which is kind of nice. Who else is, what's the Grey Robber speed? 5. So not quite there. Cultist is just right where he would need to be. But we don't want him moving anyway, so... I mean, some of those are nice, but it's not amazing, so maybe I don't prioritize that. Coven's grub is kind of nice just to have around as well. I do like the idea of the blight resist on the man-at-arms as well, though. Maybe I give him the blight resist. Oh wait, no, not. Oh, I was the wrong person. Maybe I give this to you. I don't know, maybe I do just go for the 20% extra damage and just don't go for the max HP on Boudica. Unless maybe we find another armor one that I prefer to put on her, because nothing else was armor, right? Just that and the helmet, I think. Oh, the Appalling Apron is armor. Yeah, only problem is the healing received gets tanked. Which basically would make it difficult for the Vestal to heal the Hellion. The Hellion would just basically have to heal herself, which might be kind of dicey. Yeah, it would be kind of nice though because she does bleed herself as a Ravager to have the dot stuff here, but You only give him skills. Yeah, I don't know, it's a little dicey to me. I think I'd rather just go with this setup maybe. Just go for the extra 20% damage, I think might be okay. And then I kind of like the blight resist for Barristan and the extra health, I think. I don't know, we just got a lot of good stuff, but like, Nothing like, yeah, a lot of good stuff, but not a lot of like great stuff, you know? So it's a little weird. Anyways, does my main group all have trinkets now? They do. For Gordon, then. What do we want to give you? Probably for my flagellant. Oh, he's already got this stuff, right? Honestly, Gordon has such low blight resist. Maybe it would be a good idea to give him this. And then for my grave robber. Oh, you know, I could give my. But we're not moving with her though at all, really, right? Who's moving? Are any of these people moving at all? Not really. I don't know, what do I want my grave robber to take? I guess she could take... Actually, was the Kappa, is that noxious? Yeah, so maybe we do that pairing on her again. I think we had that once upon a time. Poison ring and that. That might be okay for her. And then maybe give him this one then. I think that'll be good. Okay, and I think everyone has trinkets, right? I don't know if it's a perfect setup, but it's, I think, good enough for now. Yeah, and then with having being robust as well, hopefully Gordon at the release from like a disease. Can't speak for anyone else right now. Okay, so everyone's got trinkets. We've spent all our mastery points. I guess now we need to see about getting some of those flares to give out. So I'm gonna give them out to whoever makes sense. I guess if we split off, I'll have the bounty hunter and occultist go together because of their relationship right now. So, Hazard, you take one of these. Actually, can I split it? Is there any way to split this in two different piles? I actually don't know if there's any way to split it into two different piles. I don't think there necessarily is. Whoops. I guess I should have bought one and put it on someone and then bought another. Whoops. Well, I guess one group is gonna have to go with the lesser one. Yeah, I'm sure there's some way to split items. Maybe not. I actually don't know of any way. And I'm kind of afraid of messing around, like, it might actually delete it instead, so... I guess, I don't know, which one am I more... Well, probably them, to be honest, together, versus the flagellant and the grave robber, maybe. Okay, and then what all the items do you guys have? You can keep your weapon, of course, and then... What are my people here gonna have? I guess some of you guys can take some of these things, maybe. Just to help clear my inventory. Okay, and then I was gonna buy these for the fatigue reduction. Oh shit, that means I don't really have money for food. Which kinda sucks, but we'll have to deal with it for now, I guess. I mean, I guess I have some food, so maybe that'll help out here. Yeah, Yeah, so you take another one of these and you make use of one of them. Okay, and how are you guys doing in terms of stress and stuff? Should I use any of this stuff, or can we just leave it alone? I think we'll be good. So maybe I'll hang on to my stress reduction. Where are we headed? Actually, oh yeah, we gotta figure that out here. So that's right, the main group's gonna go down this way. So we can go through the underground up to the low point. And then the other group needs to head over to take on the Nightingale one, which means they need to travel double and then they can do single from there. So I guess just start moving that way.
Distribute your champions judiciously.
And then... yeah, so food-wise, how are we doing? Boudica definitely would like some food here. I'll go with that. And then my other guys are pretty fatigued, so some food for them would be nice. Actually, I don't think I can feed them without bringing them into the thing, though, right? Well, he's fine. Yeah, you're fine. It's just these guys that really need some food. Can I guess I have to bring them in here and then feed them, right? Probably. It only lasts for one region, though. So actually, never mind. That won't really help them anyway, because it only lasts for one region, and they're not going to be fighting for one region anyway, so... never mind. Head on with them.
Adapt, and reposition.
So I guess just save the rest of the food for the main group here so they get more fatigued. Seems like a good idea. I guess just save the rest of everything. Okay, I think we're finally done preparing here. Ink. Yeah, because that group's headed off that way, this group's this way, and we are gonna figure it out. Okay. Only time to head into the foot tour.
The rancid crop grows unchecked and abhorrent.
Okay, we still can't do anything for the main quest. We hit Escalation 3, so we're just once again trying to get resources, especially because I spent a lot of stuff and I need in particular the inn stuff so I can get up the defenses of the two inns that are defenseless down here, so yeah, probably a good idea to go for all the fights. Much. Well, we can only take 2 fights either way, so... honestly, thinking we go for the Oasis. Might be helpful if we can get the combat item.
Require careful deliberation.
Get that in 2 fights seems like a good idea. Because I don't think the Familiar Dust gives anything too amazing. Especially at this point for us, because books and stuff aren't really that useful right now. Alright, so we'll start getting some relationships building between these people. Hopefully we can keep things out of the negative at the very least. Okay, and we'll see how well this works with this setup as well. Oh, I forgot we have that trophy on. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Actually, that trophy will actually work pretty well for this then, because then that'll actually give us a chance to like do a lot of stuff without having to like then readjust our positions after. Yes, she can like fleesh multiple times in a row here. So that might actually work pretty well. I totally forgot about that. Because we weren't really worrying about movement and stuff in our party before, so... Forgot we even had that on. But yeah, and we can do like Howling End, and then not necessarily have to readjust position after right away, so that's kind of nice. Anyways... I guess this will probably be your... let me do this. Go ahead and get some air fatigue off. And we'll probably... I mean, it won't be as good for the consecration like I was hoping it would be, but... Since they won't be dancing around as much to get into it, but at the same time, being able to, like, fleesh multiple times in a row and stuff could be more worthwhile. We'll have to see. But okay, let's see. Guess we'll draw the fire to Hugh. And meanwhile, an Owl Swan seems like a fun idea. Oh, yep, and we can go ahead and finish again. Which is kind of nice. It's my favorite move with the duelist. It's always very satisfying getting that damage out. It's like the Iron Swan is kind of awesome with Whittaker, though Howling End is kind of nice too. I just haven't used it as often. Because it requires a bit more of a specific party setup. Oh, and you know, I didn't even think about that. Taunt technically counts as a negative. Oh, you know, wait. Ew. I didn't even realize that either. Mantra is an AoE heal with Confessor. That actually kind of makes it a little better. So like anyone that has a negative token can get heals off of this and their negative tokens removed. So that's kind of nice. Especially since Taunt does count as a negative. I kind of forgot about that. So we can put up Taunt on the main arms or the Hellion, you know, with toe-to-toe, and that can kind of help us getting healing on them if need be. So it's kind of nice. For now, though, kind of just need to go for a bit of judgment, I think. Yeah, I guess one of the problems with my current loadout with her is that I don't have the room to really be avoiding using convictions super frequently, so that might be a bit of a problem. But I guess most enemies usually put up a lot more positive tokens, so I might get more use out of elimination. It's a lot of their groups, just this group is not quite as into it, maybe. I don't want to kill the back dude yet, just because I don't want him to get eaten by one of the butchers, so I guess we'll just go with this instead. Okay, and no need to fleesh again. Well, it's the only way to hit the back right now, really. So I could put up a riposte. Actually, I should have used meditation because I could have put up a better riposte there. Oh well. Let's see if we can maybe. Problem, if I kill you, then I can't get rid of corpse in time. Much as I would like to take that heal here. I don't think there's any completely stopping them eating the corpses though, since I don't have corpse clear in this group, so I just have to take it. Actually, what? Why is this gonna do so much damage? Oh, that's right, because I forgot our trophy. I totally forgot the trophy also has like increased damage against corpses, right? So actually, yeah, I mean, you can get rid of that corpse before they can... Nice. So even though we have corpse clear, we have the ability to just smack corpses for a bunch of damage. So that is kind of nice. And we Felice again. Now we can try out Howling End. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Pretty damn nice. I think this group will hopefully do well. We'll have to see how they do against the witches here in particular. Vesta's always just kind of an awkward one though, because a lot of times it's hard to avoid using her convictions early. There's just not a lot of in-between skills for her. Oops, hold on just a second. I need to give you the other restorative. Okay, now we can fight. Alrighty then. A Felice. Ooh, almost one-hit kill there. That would have been nice. And Consecration of Light. And might as well take you out. Where you get to go. Almost. If our man arms can only reach the back, I'd be into that, but he can't, so... Oh wow. Let's just decimate this guy. Definitely worth the winded. And then... What should I do? Guess, I mean, dazing that guy's not gonna do anything. I guess I'll just stand fast and take the hit. Or, well, maybe not. I guess he can't. Could not hit that position. Now we need to stress heal there, actually. And we're weakened. We can just take this guy out.
Straightforward and effective.
And I would like to get that stress heal off, so... Let me do this. So nice to have an actual proper stress heal again. And then... might as well potentially finish it off, I guess. Or... Well, I guess we could just give you some health.
Cannot be walked alone.
And then she can finish it off, maybe. Yeah. Alright. Excellent.
In this weighty gloom, a spark. A refreshing commune unburdens the mind.
Food supplies, yeah, that would be nice.
In crisis, no gain is insignificant.
It was like a while since I've had that spring water. We just haven't really been hitting many oases this run. That would be better than this for sure. And then take the resistance encounter for the materials.
It should be.
Even though we are gonna rough up our wheels a bit, which is a bit unfortunate, but oh well. Oh, hush, Mr. Lazy. To shore up that relationship here when we get a chance. Alright, but fleece it. Nice. Fortunately, someone might eat that corpse, but I'd have to take that risk for the moment. No goats for you.
A trivial worriment.
No goats at all. Okay, got rid of a corpse. You perhaps also got rid of a corpse. While putting up a bust. Sweet. Yeah, actually the enemies haven't been having as many positive tokens as I'm expecting. Come on, I want to use my illumination. That's like the whole point of this build. Anyways, what can we do right now? We can do weakness. Just let me just weakness you. Ooh, nice. Okay. I guess we'll just stand fast for now. So we can't take any of them out. And Leplish. And Lesna.
Straightforward.
Sweet.
And effective.
I do not need that. I already have too many trinkets, as it is, that I'm not using. That I'll probably have to get rid of soon when my inventory fills up. And I'm guessing the Cursed Dagger might be a trinket that I end up having to use. We'll have to see.
Humbled by exposure and neglect, this ramshackle inn is a welcome sight.
Ooh, that's a nice one. Pretty nice too. All positives, sweet.
Hardships be damned. The day is upon us.
Let's see. Contagion. Jantry, Hiddleston's New World Almanac, entry 135. The air here is sick with virulent miasma. What else would one expect in a land so choked with sickness and infection? We are unable to eat, or rather, unable to keep hold of what we have eaten. The abhorrent tissue and organs growing up from the soil. I can't stomach the sight of them, and yet I am so hungry. So impossibly hungry. Ooh, the Photar extra damage wind disease. Enemies apply on crit disease. Ew. And I think, are we going to the Photar again? No. Okay, thankfully we're going into the Tangle. That's next time. Oh, we do have a siege to defend from. So, alrighty then. See if the veterans can take this on.
The enemy demurs. These reservists make an impressive training band.
Alright, veterans, time to show your stuff here. Prove that you can defend stuff, man. All the resources I put into building it up. to... Oh, this is actually new. Windless. AoE in the back 3 and combo. Ooh, we get extra damage with target combo. That's interesting. It's new. We actually have some strategy in here now. Helps us strip these dodges down. Oh, and you have leading strike. Daze and combo and gives you riposte. That's kind of nice. Yeah, once again, just keep stripping the dodges for now, I'm thinking. And you take cover. Let's get rid of that vulnerable. Use that combo.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
Right. Now, so we could try a leading strike. And got some defense, I guess, for now. The incoming crit. Right. Then... Nice heal. And get that daze back up. And get it over another riposte up, maybe. Ooh, and that actually turned it into a stun. Sweet. Forgot about that.
A righteous action.
Yeah, these guys actually do a pretty good job. At least at this level of siege. As it progresses, they might not be quite as capable, but for now, they're pretty capable, actually. Yep, enough said for that move right there.
Cleared with impunity.
Okay, nice. So at least the ones I have veterans on, I can feel a little bit safe leaving by themselves here, maybe, going forward. But okay, we are gonna go this way.
Trenches and tents.
And these guys need to keep
The
moving
front
over
lines
this
of a
way.
war that was never fought.
Yeah, because of one, and we'll have to do a double at some point here.
Moving alone in hostile territory. Let us hope for their safe arrival.
Alrighty then, and let's see, we haven't been to this inn at all before, I don't think. So we definitely have to use some materials and get up some stuff.
Planning and mindfulness.
Don't know if I want to try and repair that right now.
Shored up against incursion. For tonight, at least.
Oh shit, we don't have enough to get it all the way up to veterans, so it's only gonna be at partisan here, which kind of sucks, but at least it's something. With lucky RNG, the partisans might be able to do something or other. I would like to be able to master some more of the skills
Learn
here,
what
maybe.
can be taught, that you may stand just a little taller at the
So
end.
I am gonna go for that. think I might leave the wheel off for now and just
Precious
go with
relics
that.
remind us of a time before the end.
But I would like to use these points real quick and do some more mastering, namely on my Vestal, I think. Get this up to where it can provide crits. Actually, should I get you up too? I don't know if it's really something I'm going to use often enough to make it worthwhile. Judgment's already up. What does this do? 'Cause... Actually, I thought there was more I wanted to upgrade. I guess it's mostly the stats that I wanted to do more of. I guess I could get some stuff on you. Just while I'm at it here. And... oh, no, that might be useful. We'll go for it. Okay. I'm gonna leave the Wainwright thing. How are our relationships looking? Oh yeah, we need Junie and Zahar need a boost. So let me see what I can do about that. I guess really the only option we have is the whiskey. Her limited amount of resources here, let's see. Hope for a crit here. No crit, but at least that gets it back to neutral, I think. And then, what are we looking like with the fatigue on you guys? Not terrible so far, but it could use a little more food, I feel like. Otherwise, I think we'll hopefully be okay. And I think that's about it. Yeah, unless I want to spend some of these 1 tokens, I guess, for this. I guess I might as well, because otherwise what am I going to spend them on?
On the road to damnation.
I can go ahead and make use of that. On Junia here, maybe. Sure. And we're not doing that. Okay, we got everyone set up to move, right? You guys are moving. We're moving. Everything's good. Okay. Guess we're ready to go to the tingle. I'm just gonna leave the wheel for now. I think. Gosh, our resources are just spread so thin though. It makes me very nervous. Very, very nervous.
War rewards only resignation.
And hold on just a second. Okay, yeah, just gonna have to take a break right here. I know it hasn't been very long. We spent a lot of time getting the heroes figured out, but be back. And when we get back, we'll head into the tangle here and start seeing if all the upgrading and everything I did will actually work out. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.